Okay then, Helldivers, we are back and we have got a lot to go over today as Shams Jorjani has taken to the Discord for a giant Q&A session again, which can only mean one thing. Yep, that's right, we have got a load of answered questions for you, but Shams only really shows his face when something quite important is happening. So make sure you keep an eye on your Super Destroyer this next week, as it could be a very interesting turn for the books. We're going to see exactly what it is he has to say and then speculate why it is that he's making his appearance again. Nonetheless, if you haven't already, smash that beautiful like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be so greatly appreciated. And make sure you check out our sponsor, GamerSupps, the company that's main goal is to offer esports athletes and gamers the most effective and healthy energy drink choice to help us perform to our highest potential. Now, I still have a load of codes to give away. There are loads at stake. So if you guys want to get yourself a $25 gift code for the website, then it's an absolute no-brainer. Get down to the comment section and stick a yellow heart in the comment section for the fight against the Terminids. I think this is definitely going to be an interesting one. I'm going to be picking a load of you guys and just replying with the codes. So make sure you stay tuned to those notifications. It's going to be important. Nonetheless, let's dive into the game and see exactly what it is that's happening right now. So to give you guys a quick major order overview at the moment, we have got 2 out of 5 defended against the Terminids. We're still holding Polaris Prime and Fenrir, and it seems to be a bit of a positive output. We've got about 3 days left to get this one completed, and I think realistically we have got this one in the bag. Nothing to worry about for sure. The Terminids will be stopped. But diving into what it is that Shams has been saying, as he went through and did a massive Q&A session kind of under the radar over the last couple of days, of which he spilled a load of bloody tea. He had to talk about quite a few things, one of which was probably one of the more interesting areas inside of the game, where you guys wanted almost like a training ground for you guys to be able to utilize your stratagems, utilize weapons that you may not have, test out new numbers and see how it all works. Essentially a bit of a test ground for you guys when it comes to your weaponry and stratagem usages. And Shams actually responded as asking to people that there should be a section on the Mars planet where we can go at all times, almost like a little training time. And he stated, I think the idea was for to have it on the ship itself. So there is actually an idea and a concept point where we're going to be having that test ground center on the Super Destroyer. As to when that's going to be making an appearance, we'll have to wait and see, but the fact that he says that it's meant to be on there could essentially mean that we're going to be looking at that very, very soon indeed. He also briefly approaches the modding idea, and he states right here, I've personally been trying to get modding higher up on the agenda, but slow going, it's a big task. So modding is on the agenda for Arrowhead, and something that you guys are going to be really, really happy with, because I think that actually having an in-game modding criteria could actually be quite a big thing, especially for a game such as Helldivers, where it's all revolved around having fun and doing stupid stuff. So modding is to be brought into the table. As to how it is that it's going to happen, we'll have to wait and see, but it is something that they are definitely looking at. And for those of you guys who will remember, we did a video a little while ago where we spoke about having different languages inside of the game. So to give you guys a quick rundown of roughly how it would work, I myself am personally English, and I do have some friends from Romania that speak different languages, a few other friends in Germany that speak different languages, but if we all dived together, our characters would speak our native languages. So my friend would have a German accent, I would have my English, and somebody else would have their Romanian. I think the idea of it is quite good, and it was a really clever concept idea, although Shams has actually spoken about it now. He states right here, we have spoken about that, but the challenge is keeping all those different languages in memory. Now, I don't think he needs to worry too much, because the game is actually still banned in around 170 different countries, and yes, I know it's still a little sore, but nonetheless, it is nice to know that they are looking into all of these different ideas that we've been bringing to the table, as it could be quite an interesting one. Another one is loadouts. This one was quite a big one. People want to be able to make the ability for having different loadouts, so they don't really have to go in and pick stratagems singularly. And Sham stated right here, I think this is something that we should have, don't know if or when though. So this obviously is not something that is on the agenda for the longevity of things. I think that that is going to be one thing that people will be quite gutted about. I've heard a lot of moves with the whole wanting a loadout and how that would impact the game, especially as a lot of you guys generally tend to use the same sort of stuff. So I think having a loadout manager would have been pretty cool, although not likely to actually happen. But for those of you guys who were talking about merch, as that's again been a conversation we've seen quite a lot in the comment section, a lot of you guys wanted some new stuff to come to the table, whether it was apparel, clothing, or certain statues, maybe even some Lego ideas, some patches. I don't have a clue, but it is in the works right now. They are in the pipeline. So if you guys are looking to get your hands on some new hardware in terms of Helldivers 2, well, eventually you will be able to do it. Now, with big insight into the game itself, which was revolved around the whole raid mentality, boss fights, and big team movements. It was something that Shams actually had a question shot out towards him, and he genuinely responded to it in quite a nice manner, and I genuinely appreciate it. It states right here, no idea on the specifics, but generally speaking, we're looking for ways to make missions more dynamic and varied. If we did something in HD1, it worked well and was liked, then it's a strong indicator that we'll explore it again. And this seems to be quite a very big move when we start talking about vehicles and stuff like that, because realistically, a lot of people have been wanting for a lot of different vehicle choices just recently, and one of which was probably my favorite, and I'm glad that I saw it on here somewhere. Shams essentially asked the general public inside of the Discord what sort of vehicles it is that we'd want to see, some ideas of which ones we'd want to utilize. And after taking a look over the comments, he stated right here, I'm hearing a lot of bikes, and that is, as we all know, a vehicle that was already in Helldivers 1, and after his previous statement that if it worked well and was liked in HD1, then it's a strong indicator that they'll be exploring it again. So will we be seeing some motorbikes coming into the mix? I really hope so. I think it would be hilarious just ragging around a dirt bike or some sort of motorized two-wheeled vehicle across the battleground, having people on the back shooting, just be absolutely amazing. I think it'd be so damn cool to have. So let me know in the comment section, if you had one vehicle that you could inject into the game, what would it be? And give me a situation where you would use it. And as a final question, somebody asked him about kill animations. As we all know, a lot of these games generally tend to have those where you can almost like press a button and then it will hit an animation that will make things look so freaking cinematic, it's insane. And he came back with this response. No idea, I haven't spoken to the designers on this, but it sounds a bit too gamey for us. I mean, we want people to do actual takedowns, which they do already, jetpacking on top of a Biotitan and killing it. So yeah, I think that I agree with him on this one. The animation thing generally isn't really that needed, and I'm hoping that that's not something that they actually roll into. But let me know your ideas in the comment section below. And we're about to hit leak territory before the top comments, so if you don't want to see this leak, then make sure you jump off now. But this one is one I've been waiting for some time. So with that being said, let's dive into the leak and see how this thing looks. Iron Sights has come back to us with an amazing post that I've been waiting for him to post up, and I am so damn happy with it. He states right here, this is the Jar 5 Dominator Thermite, the gameplay of the Thermite Jar 5 Dominator variant. Now this is not finished, and the fire effect may be a placeholder for Thermite, which means it will deal more damage upon release. He also thinks that this may be an early iteration of a new weapon or release, similar to the old Punisher Fire of Liberty variant, which ended up being the SG451 Cookout. So this could be a completely new weapon overall and just used as a placeholder on side of the Jar 5 Dominator variant movement, and I think that that is likely to be the case, as we obviously saw the old Punisher Fire of Liberty variant being the SG451 Cookout, which we all know is quite a decent weapon, but having Thermite rounds could actually change the game. It looks so damn cool, and I genuinely cannot wait for this thing to come into play. Let me know in the comment section if you agree, and if you don't, what is it that you would want to have in terms of different rounds? We've already seen the gas rounds, we've now seen the Thermite rounds. What would be your next on your bingo card? And taking a look at the top comments right here from the previous video, we did take a day off and it was actually so nice and really well needed. So thank you so much for being such amazing people and just continuing to comment on all of the videos we've been posting up recently during that 24-hour period. But this first one right here states, Siege Ready is fine. If any armor passive needs working, it's unfixable. flinching. Now, that is a very big statement to make indeed, but it did seem that a lot of you guys actually agreed with them. Siege ready has been one of those conversations right now that is going to be quite a messy one, and I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed, as Arrowhead really do like to fix their stuff up. The next comment right here states, been fighting on Martail for the last few days, and I'm sad to hear that it's been lost when we were so close to taking it. I think that this has been something that has been quite near and dear to a lot of people's hearts as of recently, although really confused as to how, because they've had barely any players on there whatsoever. So yeah, either some of you are lying, or my lord, you guys have just been playing at completely separate times. Nonetheless, this final one right here is actually a massive statement with regards to the movie, and we're trying not to approach this again, but this comment made it really hard not to. It states, yes, this movie is going to be as bad as Borderlands. I doubt the director and producer that got handed this job is going to have the passion to make it. Now, we do know, as by communications by Shams and many more, that they are in communication with the people making the film, and they're giving them the details in some stages or others. They're keeping them in the loop, and Arrowhead apparently do know some of the things that are happening inside of the movie right now. So that does give me a little bit more hope, as I don't think that they'd actually allow anything too different and out there from the general story of Helldivers to actually happen. So fingers crossed this actually goes down pretty well. Nonetheless, that's unfortunately we've got time for today. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. We've got a lot coming in the works, and I'm hoping for a new patch update coming into the play tomorrow, but we'll have to wait and see. Thanks again for watching. Like, subscribe, appreciate you all, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.